Hello, and welcome to Mallet'S TV. I'm your host, Jason Malletman Taylor. Mallet Records supports Mallet'S TV in keeping real music alive. I am honored to be the protege of the late great legend, jazz great Lionel Hampton. We are here to keep real music alive. We have a great selection of opportunities for you kids out there as well as you adults. And what we want you to do is sit back, take your shoes off, get your coffee ready, because you're about to experience a great, great program. We have a great guest that we're about to introduce you today. So in the meantime, get ready because you're watching Mallet'S TV. Yeah, let's see that roll, baby.
Everybody say vibraphone, vibraphone. Everybody check out the vibraphone, vibraphone, vibraphone. Everybody's down with the funk. Where guys at? Come on. Everybody say vibraphone, vibraphone. Everybody check out the vibraphone, vibraphone, vibraphone. Everybody's down with the funk.
Oh, yeah. You know. Thank you very much. That was actually, we did a flashback to the first actual show of Mallet'S TV. And that was a great time. We had a great time. And that was the original called Vibrafunk, basically. But moving right along, because we're just trying to improve and stay into the groove. We have my co-host from Newark, New Jersey. Has worked very hard with Mallet Records. He's the VP of Mallet Records as well. We have Eric Livsey. Hey, Eric, what's going on, man?
Hello, hey, just happy to be here, and I know it's all about music, and support music is something that's very important that we will be showing for this program. And we have a very lovely guest this evening, we're happy to say. And I don't know, she has a number of titles: educator, composer, saxophonist, my goodness, and a Mac Avenue recorded artist. It's Miss Tia Fuller. Tia Fuller.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tia.
So how you doing, Tia? You know, we're happy that you joined us this evening. I know you had a very long day. We'll go into that a little bit later. But what I like to do is, you know, you wonder, like, the instrument of saxophone. I'm trying to find out how did you get drawn to play a saxophone?
A saxophone. Well, I went through a couple of different phases before I reached
my voice on saxophone. I initially started when I was 3. My mother started both my sister and I on piano, and at the time I was 3, and she was 7, and I flunked. After flunking the John Hammond's beginning piano book for a couple of years, I in elementary school started playing flute when I was about 9. And then from there, I continued flute and also played piano, and then started playing saxophone when I was about 13 or 14.
Wow, that's real great. And, you know, the one thing about the saxophone, it's a different kind of instrument, and when you put a lovely lady behind it, you can definitely get some great things. But tell us some of the great things that you do for kids. I understand that WBGO has a children's series in which you happen to be, that you work with.
Yes. Well, last year I was a part of a series that WBGO hosts, and I believe it's in the summer every week. It's over a period of 3 or 4 months, and it's the children's series. And what that was every Saturday at the New School in New York, they had a program. They'd bring in professional jazz musicians in their groups to speak with young students from ages, I want to say 6 to, I want to say 14 or 15. And in order for you to be admitted to the concert and to the clinic, you had to have a child. That was your admission. There was no fee. You just had to have a child. So I was really honored to be able to do that. My group performed there, and Dorthon Kirk and all of the WBGO staff was there. But it's truly amazing to, in any way, give back to the students and to the kids, because a lot of the kids there, because instruments and music programs are being taken out of the educational system, it's important that they're able to see it in other venues, and it's that particular program is wonderful because we're able to bring it to them. And so, and then on top of that, they were able to see 4 women playing instruments.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was, I mean, it teaches me and it enlightens me, just as hopefully it enlightens the students as well.
What kind of advice would you give to the kids out here that's willing to start picking up an instrument, and what kind of encouragement, or, you know, what could you tell them?
Wow. I'd tell you, kids, to listen to your parents, first and foremost, even though sometimes we don't want to listen to them and we don't think that what they have to say is within our best interest, because we know that we have our certain ambitions. Our parents love us and they're going to direct us in the right direction. Also, to have a vision and to be goal-oriented. That's very important, because a lot of times you can live life without a purpose. And I think by you having goals and ambitions and you setting those short-term and long-term goals, then you're able to create a path and a journey for yourself. So it's a clear path. I read an article, and Jerry Allen was being interviewed, and this particular phrase stuck out in mind, and I've kept it with me since. But she said, have a crystallized vision in whatever you do. Not just a vision, but a very clear, like crystal clear vision of what it is that you want to do, and have reminders of those visions up, like in your room. I always have little, I had a wall of inspiration when I was in college, and I still have one, but of all of my influences and all of the people that I wanted to play with, and sometimes I'd have an affirmation or a scripture or whatever it is that's going to keep you moving, because every day it's hard to stay on that path, but if you have visual representations and reminders, it'll assist you.
Well, talking about that goal, I see, based upon your background, is phenomenal. And folks, I tell you, phenomenal. I mean phenomenal. She has done some excellent things in her career. What I wanted to say to you was, you have your bachelor's in music, correct?
Yes, I have my bachelor's and master's.
Master's.
Yes.
And you got your degree, your bachelor's degree in Colorado.
I got my bachelor's at Spelman in Atlanta, Georgia.
Spelman.
And then I received my master's in jazz pedagogy and performance in Colorado, University of Colorado at Boulder.
Exactly. And to me, that's phenomenal. I mean, I think that kind of, I don't know, it's like a check mark. It's like, okay, next dream, that became a reality. You know what I mean? Also, some of the artists that you've appeared with, I mean, my goodness, I mean, from Rufus Reed, you played in the Duke Ellington Orchestra. Could you tell our audience how was that experience? I mean, well, for example, the Duke Ellington Orchestra, how was that?
That was wonderful. I'd say all of the times that I got a chance to play with that particular orchestra was at Birdland, the venue Birdland Jazz, named after Charlie Parker.
Right.
And they used to have the Duke Ellington Orchestra there every, I believe it was Tuesday night, and they just concluded that last year. But I mean, that's an amazing experience. Benny Powell, he played with Count Basie, and he's obviously played with Duke Ellington. And to have him sitting right behind me and to hear such history coming out of his horn, and to know, it's like, wow.
Right.
I mean, I also had a chance to play with Frank West and John Faddis's orchestra, also in Gerald Wilson, his big band, and just to be amongst the legends that are still alive today is truly a blessing.
I also feel that you are making history within itself, because you're also not just a fabulous professional jazz saxophonist, but you're also a female jazz artist that's making a difference for the world of music, and we commend you for that.
Oh,
we definitely commend you. I think Mallet'S Place commends you for that. I'm sure it's very difficult, but a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes. I mean, yeah, definitely have a good time. Being a woman in a male-dominated industry is definitely different and challenging. My mother always told me, she always said, never say it's hard, just say it's challenging, because when you say it's hard, then it's intangible and it's something that you can't attain. But challenging means that you can overcome it. And so I've always kept that with me. And I think being a woman in the industry has had its advantages, and then it's also had its disadvantages. But I like to call myself an optimist, or hopefully I am, and I try to use whatever disadvantages or negative, quote unquote, negative experiences that I might have experienced, I try to use those as stepping stones. So realistically, nothing's negative, because it's learning. You're constantly learning and growing from whatever experiences that you have.
What was that we were talking about? She also has honors and awards, Eric?
Well, I tell you, she has so many tremendous awards that, it's just overwhelming just looking at her. But I'd like to ask you, what is one of your favorite moments? What moment that you really, that sticks out in your head,
Wow. Okay.
I mean, we got a moment that we'll talk about a little later.
Okay.
But right now, we're just trying to just take a look. But anyway, what we talked about as far as the kids, that it's very important that they understand and be consistent with the practice.
Yes.
Practice is very consistent. Yeah. And I know that some of the things that you've done, you probably have no idea that you was going to get there, but you had your faith was something, and that's something that you can talk about as well to the, as far as the kids are concerned, having faith in what you're doing and believing in mentorship. We haven't talked about, which should be a very important thing, that you need to get or have your own mentor, or pick a mentor. Who was your? I mean, you had so many, but who would say was your mentor?
I've had a couple, a handful, and it's interesting because throughout different times in my life, I've had different people. I call them my angels, because I think God, whomever your God may be, constantly surrounds us with people that we need in our life to move us to that next level if we take that opportunity. So individuals that have truly been my mentors. One in particular, Javon Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
He's not only a mentor, but he's more like a big brother. And he's also from Colorado as well.
Oh,
The
okay.
first time I met him, I must have been about 9, and my dad's a bass player. Both of my
Oh,
parents
okay.
are musicians. My mom's a vocalist, and my dad's a great bass player.
Professionally, or-
Yes, professionally. Yeah, we actually have a family band back in Colorado,
Oh,
and
good.
we have a CD and everything. But the first time I met Javon, I was 9. I must have been about 8 years old. He was 19, and he was playing with my father, and I think it was his first gig, or one of his first gigs. And then later on, I mean, I wasn't even playing saxophone at that point. But it's just interesting how he continued to stay in my life. And then when I started to become more serious with the music, I continued to run into him. And since I've moved out here to New Jersey, or the New York area, he's really taken me under his wing. He and his wife have been more than generous. I go over there and sometimes wash my clothes and babysit their children, and have dinner with them. So he's definitely one of the main mentors.
All right, now moving right along, because it's just like, wow, we'd love to sit here and just ask you questions for like 5 hours.
No, that's fine.
But you got signed with Mac Avenue Records.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Let me see. Initially, how it happened? Prior to me being signed, I had the great pleasure of performing with Sean Jones, who is a great trumpet player out there. If any young, old musicians that are out there, if you haven't heard him, he's wonderful. But he's a great trumpet player, and I actually appeared on 3 of his records. His first, Eternal Journey, which I wrote the title track for. The second, Gemini, and then the third, the most recent that just came out on Mac Avenue Records is Roots. And
Now,
so
how did
as
they
a
get
result,
those? How
you
did
can
they
get that.
Get those CDs? Tell
Okay.
the people how they can get those CDs.
Well, you can get those CDs online at Amazon.com, as well as his website, SeanJonesJazz.com, and also his MySpace, which is MySpace. I think it's Sean Jones. And you can also get my new album coming out, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it right now.
Okay, we
We
can talk.
got Healing Space. Make sure you guys go out and get it, okay? Because she's really doing a lot, and we're going to get right down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
All right, we got your new CD that's out that they can get at where?
Yes, .tiafuller.com, and then click on the link, and it'll take you straight to Amazon.com. You can also visit my MySpace page, which is www.myspace.com/TiaFuller, and
But guess what? That's your
And Mac
second.
Avenue.
That's
Oh,
your
yes.
second one.
sophomore
yeah,
CD,
this
right?
is my sophomore.
This is a sophomore.
But it's the first one on Mac Avenue.
Right. Now, at the same time, while you have this new CD out, you are doing something else, I believe, at this present moment, aren't you?
Yes.
Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Well, since, let me see, July of '06, I've been performing and touring all over the world with Beyonce. And
Hey. Beyonce.
she's wonderful. I really commend her because she's constantly thinking, she and her team are constantly thinking outside of the box. And she had worldwide auditions for an all-female band because she's all about female empowerment, which I'm, of course, all about. And so,
Me too.
but in July, it was in June, she had auditions, and it happened to be the exact same week I was recording Healing Space. And so we found out, and I'm saying we because members of my band, we were rehearsing for this album on Monday. We found out about the auditions for Beyonce, I believe it was Monday night or Tuesday. After rehearsal for the album, we went to auditions, and they had 12-hour auditions at SIR Studios in New York. And there must have been, in the New York facility alone, there must have been about 600 to 800 musicians, female musicians that auditioned. And they also held auditions in Houston, Atlanta, let me see, L.A., New York.
And you made the cut.
Yeah, basically, they narrowed it down. There were 3 callbacks, and myself, I made the cut, and the drummer on my album, who is a great friend of mine, she's like my sister, her name's Kim Thompson, she also made the cut.
That's Kim.
Yeah.
They play with you at Mallet'S, please.
Yeah, exactly. I
tell you what, we're gonna go right to some cut. So this way, talking small. Ladies and gentlemen, Tia Fuller with Beyonce. Let it roll, baby.
I want to see everybody's hands in the air, y'all. Come on. To the left, to the left. Y'all got to sing a little louder. To the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. And keep talking that mess, that's fine. But could you walk and talk at the same time? Then it's my name that's on that jack. So remove your back, let me call you a cab. Standing in the front yard, telling me how I'm such a fool. Talking about how I'll never ever find a man like you. Got me twisted. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute, baby. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can have another you by tomorrow. So don't you ever for a second get to thinking irreplaceable. So go ahead and get gone. Call up that chick and see if she's home. That I didn't know. What did you think I was putting you off of? Because you was untrue, rolling her around in the car that I bought you. Baby, drop them keys. Hurry up before your taxi leaves. Standing in the front yard telling me how I'm such a fool. Talking about how
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Yeah, huh? Is that great?
Thank
Is that great? Huh? Before we go, we just gotta make sure that we give our shout outs to our sponsors at the same time. You know, what do you think about that, Eric? I mean,
Yeah, we got to.
We got to,
have
man.
to.
We got to. I mean, we like to thank Mike Bolter Mallet'S. You know, without my mallets, I can't do my thing. Thank you so much, Mike, and especially my own signature mallet. You know what I'm saying? I like that. We like to thank Blimpies of Wayne, New Jersey, right, Eric? Blimpies of Wayne for that food out there. Whee! Got it going on, even though it's, holiday time. I still had the tuna fish. We'd like to thank Angie Wrights, Inc., for helping us write. Sabian Symbols. Sabian Symbols, thank you for helping me become an endorsee for your company. I will do my best. I don't have the symbols here tonight, but I will do my best. Mallet Records for supporting Mallet's Place TV. Yamaha Incorporated, thank you so much. Our mission is to keep real music alive. We have a lot of beautiful people. I'd like to thank the staff. The staff that's here, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Pat and all you guys. Christine, and we can go on with names for days, but you'll see the credits at the end. We have, for you, those of you that just turned on your TV, we have the phenomenal educator, saxophonist, recording artist for Mac Avenue Records, Tia Fuller in the house. And it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And Eric, I'm sure you agree.
Absolutely.
And sticking that in, I know we got to add something else in there about the.
Well, for one thing, for people that want to know, we're on www.malletsplace.com. Go to the website, see what we're doing, keep up with the scheduling. And also, we have a very fantastic announcement. This is the first time that we announce this on air. And we want you to go to our website, and we want you to communicate. It's Mallet'S Place TV and East Coast Piano. We present our music scholarship. We want you to win 2 months of free music lessons for the instrument of your choice and perform live on TV right here on Mallet'S Place TV. We have a lot of information for you. Go to our website. I'm sure that you'll get the information you need. Once again, at www.malletsplace.com, and we'll give you more information. Call, email, get back to us.
East Coast Piano Scholarship, where you can have 2 months of free lessons.
Instrument of any choice.
Wow.
Instrument of your choice.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's really wonderful.
And I think that complements what your
Definitely.
mission is about as
But
well.
you
as
know
mine.
something I need to tell? We're talking about kids from 12 to 17.
12 to 17.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that fun? 12 to 17. That will make a difference.
That's
That
wonderful.
makes a difference for Staten Island. That makes a difference for us here at Mallet'S Place. That makes a difference for you.
But you know something? They need to submit an essay of 200 words or less about the instrument they would like to play and learn and why.
I like that. But guess what? We got Tia Fuller in the house.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tia Fuller.
Oh, watch it. Watch
know,
out,
Tia.
baby. Watch out. I'm about to fall out my chair and keep on my underwear. No, wait, Tia. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'd like to thank you for watching. Our mission is to keep music alive. Staten Island is the place to be.
Yes.
And it's just great. And hopefully, when you come on and watch next time, you'll see another fabulous artist or band that helped to make a difference for you and this community. So tune in next time here at Mallet'S Plays TV with your co-host,
Eric Livsey.
Eric Livsey, and our special guest tonight, phenomenal,
Tia Fuller.
Tia Fuller. Hey, thank you for watching. Keep the spirit alive. Mallet'S Plays TV and you.
All right.